Good morning, Molweni. Annyeonghaseyo. Welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Ndando. I'm a South African currently based in South Korea, working here as an English teacher. So I've been on YouTube for over a year. And when I initially started the channel, I just wanted to see if I would be able to actually keep up with the content creation thing. And I am so excited and I'm so happy that I'm about to reach 500 subbies, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for actually interacting with my channel and continuing being my audience for a long time. Even though I am not as consistent, I am not as creative, I know my editing skills quite suck, and music selection is not that great, and I'm a very self-aware person. I know the things that I struggle with, but I am still pushing, and we're almost at 500 subbies, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you so much for actually sticking around, even though I don't really have a niche. When I started this channel, I did not even know what I would talk about. I remember my very first video, it was a workout video, and I was a newbie in the working out space as well. So I just wanted to put something out there, and you guys, you showed interest and you stuck around with me, and I appreciate that so much. So on today's video, I'm going to do something quite different. I'm going to talk about which is South Korea. I'm going to talk about things that I like and the things that I don't like about this country. This is such a beautiful country. I love South Korea. I could see myself living here longer, and if I could actually bring my kids, I would bring them and we would settle down in Korea. That's how much I love this country. And I think it's one of the reasons why I don't really engage in the conversations when people talk bad or they have these complaints about Korea, because I love it here. And I think for me, it comes from a place of knowing the situation back home. I was unemployed back home. I was on a temp job. Like, they would call me, sometimes they would not call me. So things were hard. And when I came to Korea, everything just changed for me and changed for my kids. So I really appreciate this place. And there's a lot that I'm going to touch on today that makes me really appreciate this place. So number one is the transport system. I really like the transport system in Korea. It's convenient, and I like that transport is available everywhere. You don't necessarily need a car in Korea, and most citizens in Korea, they don't really have cars, and those who have cars, they don't really use their cars as much as they use public transport. The buses, they run from 5:30 or 5:40 a.m. in the morning, and I think the last bus, it depends in the area, the last bus can be around midnight or 23 something. So I like that. Taxis, you can literally find a taxi anywhere and everywhere. Well, in the rural areas, it's really hard to find a taxi, more especially if the distance is short. For instance, I cannot get a taxi in the morning, regardless of the weather. I cannot get a taxi to work in the morning because the distance is short. But overall, taxis in Korea, they easily accessible, and they are very nice and modern, clean. The drivers are also nice. Everything, the conditions of the cars, they are perfect. So the transport system being convenient here and being available throughout the day. Subways are faster, cheaper. What else? Taxis, buses, trains. We have a bullet train. We also have the slower trains. And you are spoiled for choice. It depends where you are going. As much as I like the transport here, it can be expensive sometimes. You can find yourself spending a whole lot of money. But then again, when I think about it, When you travel for an hour or two, it's like in the Eastern Cape, when you come from East London to PE, you're obviously going to spend around 300 or something. But in Korea, you will find yourself spending around 500 something, because a train ticket Kate exit will be 50 something thousand won, which is almost 600 rands you get. But overall, the transport system here, it is convenient, and it's also easy to understand the taxes here. If it's red, it's free, which means it's available. You can take that taxi. You don't have to request the taxi on KakaoTalk or Uber. You can literally spot a car on the road and you can use that car. If it has a red light, then it means it is free, I think. And then if it's a green, then it means it has been booked, or there's already someone inside. Or sometimes they just turn off the light to show that it is not available. You get. And then number 2, it's safety. I love how safe this country is. As a woman from South Africa, we all know the story. It's not safe for men. It's also not safe for women, but mostly it's not safe it's not safe to be a woman in South Africa. Here, I can take a walk at 3 a.m. I can wake up in the morning, like AMs, and go to the convenience store because I feel like ice cream, or I can't sleep. I just want to take a walk. No one is going to do anything to me. Now, when I say this, I'm going to also say there are areas in Korea that have scandals. There are areas that are not as safe. There are areas that have people who are retarded here, who are sick in the head, and will stalk you or will try and do something bad to you. We see it on the news. We hear about these things. We see it on the newspapers. But I feel like most of the times, these things affect the citizens, the natives here, and not foreigners for some reason. And I don't know why, but it is safe. You can walk at night. You can leave your things unattended. Well, it used to be like that. Some places you can still leave your things unattended, but nowadays people are losing their things. And I've heard that it's some foreigners, I don't know, but there's been some cases of people actually losing stuff, but 9 over 10 times, it is really, really, really safe in Korea. You can leave your phone, you can leave your laptop, and you'll find it there. When I was moving here, I remember I made a video about that. I forgot my laptop bag on the train, and when I got it, it was still intact. My laptop was there, my documents were there, everything that was in that bag, it was untouched. That's how safe South Korea is. Secondly, there are no guns. There are no guns in Korea, so there's no gun violence. It's safe like that. And also, the government here is so proactive when it comes to the safety of the people, in a sense that if there's a natural disaster, or there are signs of possibilities of a natural disaster, we will get warnings. We'll get really loud warnings on our phones to tell us to be safe, or to tell us of the possibilities. It can be natural disaster, it can be weather, it can be the air conditions, like if the air outside is bad, we will be alerted for that. If the weather is too humid or too hot or too this or too that, we will get notifications or warnings about that. And I find that really interesting. The government here is really, really, really making sure that they take care of the public health, like they prioritize public health. And 3, the convenience. There's so much convenience in this country. We have local charging spots, so should your phone die and you are on the road, you can literally look for a charging spot and you can charge your phone, which is actually great. There are charging spots on the buses, on the trains, and on the subways. toilets, public toilets, you can find charging spots. So I really like that. It's quite considerate. Like, you don't have to go to the nearest store and ask to charge your phone. You can literally look for a charging spot in the public spaces and you can just charge your phone, which is why it's so easy for us. If you don't have a power bank, you can just bring your charger and your adapter and put it in your bag, and you'll be able to charge as you go, like on the road, which is actually very nice. And then number 4, I think, it's the convenience store. I love the concept of 24 hours convenience stores. We even have self-service convenience stores where there's no one who's going to be attending you or cashier. You just do everything by yourself. That shows how safe this country is, because no one is going to go there and steal something or steal their money or something. However, when you go into those stores, you will see pictures of people who actually tried to steal something or who actually stole something, but it's not really a huge issue. Theft here is not really a huge issue, but I really like the concept of 24 hours self-service stores or convenience stores, because then you are able to get whatever you want whenever you want it. More especially the fact that they have meds, over-the-counter meds at the convenience store. So if the pharmacy is closed, then you can literally get your meds at the convenience store. There are some meds that you can't get there, of course, but still, if you have a tummy ache, you can get something for tummy ache. If you have a toothache, you can get something that can help you with that. A headache, you can get something that can help you with that. You get, so I like that. And the convenience of shopping, online shopping, I cannot get over the fact that I can order stuff at before midnight or around 11 p.m. at night from Kupang, and they will be delivered just before 5 a.m. or before 7 a.m. in the morning. Like, that's mind-blowing for me. It still is. I've been here for long, but it's still mind-blowing that even if I realize I don't have milk for tomorrow morning or I don't have breakfast for tomorrow morning, I can literally order the night before, 11 p.m. latest. I would say 11:30 or 11:50. Try to order before midnight on Kupang. We also need to have Rocket Fresh, of which you pay for it monthly, but it's less than 80 rands. So if you pay for that, then you're going to get your delivery the next morning, 5 a.m., 3 a.m., 7 a.m. Your order will be outside your door, fresh as ever, fresh vegetables, fresh everything, fresh meat. That is crazy. That is actually very much crazy, and I really enjoy that. Shopping, you order something from Zara today, it can be delivered tomorrow or after a day or two. Shein, you can get your delivery within 5 days. You can get your delivery within a week from Shein, 3 days in some provinces. So I really like the convenience. And I also like that they have frequent sales. They have seasonal sales, summer sale, spring sale, winter sale. You know, they have sales, and their sale prices are quite interesting. They're quite great. Like, sales are buying what, 10%, 20%, 30%. Like, it's good sales. All stores here literally have sales, like seasonal sales. It's just the high-end luxury brands that don't really have sales like that, but they have seasonal sales. And I am so, while speaking about sales, I am actually very proud of myself, because if you've been on this channel, then you know right now I would be doing my second or third Zara unboxing around this time of the year, because they have their summer sale and it's popping, it's crazy. But after the incident that I had in Japan with the Zara shoes and how they handled my complaint, I feel some type of way about Zara. I'm not saying I'm never gonna shop there, but right now I feel some type of way. And also, maybe what also helped is the fact that I'm broke AF, so I didn't really dive into the sale this time around. The next thing is the banking system. I really like the banking system here. I really like the fact that They have the English services, and if you don't have a card, you can use your bank book to withdraw money. I also like that their apps, like their online banking, is actually great. You can send money at home today and it will arrive at home today, and it's only 5,000 won, which is like 60 rands or 55 rands to send money back home, which is quite convenient, and the conversion rates are quite cheaper or more favorable for you compared to GME. Also, if you send money to someone, it reflects immediately regardless of which bank they use. So if you're with Hana and you're sending money to someone who's using NH, they're still gonna get it in time. They're still gonna get it like immediately. And remittance, you send money home. Yes, I already touched on that. The immediate transfer, I already touched on that. And then credit card, it's easy to get a credit card in Korea. They do look at the credit score and your credit performance and all of that, but it is very easy. You literally get it. Well, it used to be like that. You would get a credit card when you open your new bank account. They would also give you a credit card with a little limit, of course, and then you can literally call them to get an increase. And then clean, the roads here are really clean. The environment here is literally clean. I like the recycling system, even though it can be really hard to understand depending on each district. Like each area has different recycling rules. So I like that it's really clean in Korea. It's hard to even find a trash can sometimes. Yeah, I had to cut the video. I got a call. And so I was saying, I like how clean this country is. Sometimes if you were eating a snack or drinking something, you have to hold your bottle until you actually get to your place or you get to the subway. Then you can find a trash can. But there are not so many public trash cans here. I don't know why. I don't really understand, but it's still clean. It is still clean even though there are no public trash cans. I don't understand, but it's really clean. And yeah, then there's so much order. Number 9, yeah, there's so much order in this country. From young people to older people, they understand the concept of order, lining up. People here line up for literally everything. You're going to a cafe and you want to go inside, you line up, you wait for your turn. You're going inside the subway or inside the train, you line up and you wait for your turn. You're going to the bathroom, you line up and you wait for your turn. You're going to a concert, which is supposed to be crowdy, messy, and uncontrollable crowd. No, my darling, not in Korea. There's a lining up system. There's they line up. The people here, they line up. I recently went to a Daniel Caesar show. The way the crowd, like there was so many people. The way the crowd was well managed and well controlled. That was crazy for me. There's no possibilities of a stampede here. I know there was the Itaewon issue and the Itaewon thing that was so unfortunate. But in general, people in Korea, they follow rules and order. Like, I love that. I really, really love that. Number 10, I already spoke on credit, but now this one is for phone service. When you first come to Korea, you just need to get your ID and you'll be able to get phone service. You'll be able to get a Wi-Fi. You'll be able to get yourself a new device. It's so easy to get a phone contract compared to back home. You don't have to prove your credit history. You don't have to get a clothing account so that you can build a credit status or something. No, in Korea, you just need your ID. I just need an ID and a contract to show that you are employed. You'll be able to pay your monthly subscription, and that is it. That's how easy it is to get a phone contract or phone service in Korea. Okay, and then the next one, which is the last one, I think that's number 10, that will be Korean cuisine, right? Yeah, that will be Korean cuisine. Korean food is really, 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 really nice. And if you are coming to Korea, I would highly suggest to get yourself used to Korean cuisine because it is also really cheap. It's cheaper than Western cuisine, and it comes in very huge or big portions. So if you buy gamjadang or some, if you buy something like Korean cuisine, rest assured you'll be able to eat it today and you'll be able to eat it tomorrow. That's how big their portions are. So I really like that about the Korean cuisine. I like the taste, I like the price, I like the portions, and their food is really, really healthy. If you ever wonder why do Koreans not get fat, it's because their food is quite healthy and they are very talented in the way they make their food, in a sense that they just mix all these things that you'd never think can go together, and their meals are tasteful, and those meals will be tasteful and actually good for your health. So I really, really like that about their food. And then, of course, there will be things that you like and there will be things that you don't like. And now we can get into the things that I don't like about Korea. As I already mentioned, every country has its flaws, or every country has its own things that one person may not like and the other person may like, you know? So everything I'm saying here is based on my experience and my preferences, things that I like about the country and things that I don't like about the country, right? Number one, things about what I don't like about Korea, and I don't know if I can say I've been fortunate enough to not really experience this, but it's the health system. I've seen it happening to other people, you know. The health system here, it's really hard to get hospitalized in Korea, more especially if it's in an emergency or something that happens at awkward times. Like if you get sick over the weekend or over a holiday or during the night, they may turn you back and say they cannot admit you, or they don't have doctors for whatever you are experiencing at that point in time. And it has nothing to do with you being a foreigner. Even Koreans, they experience that. And there has been cases of Koreans losing their family members because they could not be admitted at a specific hospital that they went to, so they couldn't help them. They didn't have the doctors that deals with what they were experiencing at that point in time, which I find really, 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 like, it's something, it's not good. Like, people are paying their health insurance and all of that, and then they, for what? To get returned when they go to the hospital, or there's no sense of emergency. Let me put it like that. There's no sense of emergency when it comes to health issues or health conditions. If you are not dying right now, they will not attend you as fast, you know, which is crazy. It's easy to lose people's lives because of the lack of sense of urgency, the lack of urgency. So yeah, that could be one that I don't like about the health system here. And it does have its, the health system here, it does have its pros and cons, because sometimes it's easy to get certain operations in Korea compared to other countries. So I could give them a plus for that. I could also give them a plus for the fact that it's easy to access doctors like your gynecologists, your general practitioners and all of that, and you don't pay a lot of money because the health insurance covers most of that. The meds are not that expensive, and you can get a lot of meds over the counter. But there are some meds that are so hard. Sorry about that. But there are some meds that are so hard to access, like your morning after pill. It's not easy to access a morning after pill. You need to go to a gynecologist, then they can give you a prescription, and then you can get it using the prescription. But the health system here is not that bad, but the fact that it's so hard to get hospitalized is quite crazy for me. I don't know if it's because if you go to a hospital in South Africa and it's an emergency, they do try. They are also not perfect. They're also not perfect, but they do try to, like when you get to ICU, intensive care unit, they try to, or you go to trauma or something, they do try to rush up the process to make sure that a doctor sees you immediately. You get what I'm saying? And then number 2, quality of air in spring specifically. The air quality here, it gets really, really bad, that it may make you sick, more especially if you have allergies. I have sinuses, and in spring it's crazy, but I've been told that it's not really a South Korean thing. The air pollution is not from Korea, it's from Chinese factories. So there's a point where the wind blows from China and then it affects the air in Korea. However, we could say that it is manageable, because not necessarily manageable, but it is because the government has the warning system where they alert us when the air condition is bad. That way you can wear your mask to protect yourself from the bad air. And then the lifestyle here is crazy and expensive. Like, I don't afford groove anymore. I do not understand why alcohol is so expensive in this country. Like, alcohol in this country is super expensive. Korean alcohol, like your soju and beer, is not that bad, but it's still expensive. Like, I feel like I do not afford bev in this country. I do not afford to go out. I see people going out as often back home, and I'm like, you are living my life. You are living my dream life, because here I do not afford that kind of a lifestyle. As a result, I drink 3 times or 2 times a month, which means once in a weekend and once in a weekend. So if I go out on a Saturday, I will go out that Saturday. I will skip the next week and I will go out the other week, or I will skip. Like, it depends if there are birthdays whatsoever. But bottom line is, I don't really afford the nightlife in Korea. It's quite expensive. Bev is expensive in Korea, and when you go out on a nightlife thing, it doesn't end with just Bev. There's transport, there's food, because you guys need to eat, and there's Bev, and then there's transport back home, and like, it's a lot. I don't afford that lifestyle anymore. Another thing that I don't like, it's the beds. Oh, chow. The beds here are so uncomfortable. So uncomfortable and hard. Like, right now it's summer, but if you were to go to my house, you will see, Ndobana, I still have my blanket, my winter blanket. You know why? Because I sleep on top of it. I put it on top of the mattress, because the mattress here or the beds are quite uncomfortable. You have to buy another sponge to put on top so that you don't feel the springs on your body. And you'll find that your body is always hurting. It's that bad, my child. It's that bad. Apparently, it is an Asian thing, and it has nothing to do with the beds that we get from the schools or that we buy online. Even the hotels, if you go to the hotel here, you will see that the beds are still not birds. Hey. The beds are still hard. Even in other foreign countries, Asian countries, Thailand, their beds are not comfortable. Bali, their beds are not comfortable. Well, the bed I slept on in Ubud was really, really nice and comfortable. And in Kangu, they were really, I would say Bali beds were really nice for me, in my opinion. The plumbing system, oh my word. The plumbing system in this country is crazy. Like, the bathroom clogs, the kitchen sink clogs. Yo sana iadika. The plumbing system, I hate it so much. I hate it. I hate that it clogs. The pipes are old. Toilet paper gets dark. Sometimes you can't even flush the toilet paper. For instance, my building is very, very old, so I can't really flush the toilet paper. You can imagine doing number 2. all of that, it's quite disgusting. And then the spitting on the road, the spitting in public, the spitting in front of people's faces. I can never get used to this one. Why are you spitting, Mzokolo? Why can't you just get out of people's places and then you can spit? And why do we need to hear that? Yo, I hate it so much. What's the other thing? Talking while eating. I stopped eating the school lunch. One, because of the food, like the rice, they eat rice every day, like literally every day. The food was making me fat. One, also, I did not enjoy having lunch with my colleagues because they would have these full-blown conversations and talking. They would talk while they are chewing or eating. And I'm a very sensitive person, and for me, it's like, you're going to spit on my food, or can we do this while you're talking, or can we just finish eating and then have a conversation? For me, that really puts me off, and I end up losing my appetite, So I don't eat with my colleagues. I don't eat the school lunch anymore. I sit on my desk and I have my lunch. My co-teacher sits there. She also doesn't eat the school lunch because of diabetes. But for me, it's because there are so many things that I don't like and I'm uncomfortable with. So I decided to stop. Last one, manners. Baby, people here and kids here have zero manners. When I say zero manners, I mean things like older people asking you, when are you getting pregnant? When are you getting married? Touching your belly when you're pregnant, touching your hair without asking, speaking on people's weight, speaking on people's fertility, like things like that. We don't do that. We don't do those things. More especially if we don't know each other like that. Like, we're not friends like that, we're colleagues. So there are some things that are like, why are you asking me that again? Things like that. And I get where the kids get it from. I understand where the kids get it from right now, because kids here have zero manners. Like, they don't mind interjecting when two adults are talking or when adults are talking. And my kindergarten, my previous school, they knew that teacher does not like that. Teacher tells you when teachers are talking and they're not talking to you, they're not talking to you, they're not talking about you. Whatever they're saying, it doesn't concern you. Eavesdropping, when two people are talking, why are you listening to the conversation? Why do you want to be part? What do you want to be part of the conversation? What do you want to understand or want to hear what they're talking about? Teacher what? Teacher who? No, I'm not talking to you. It's none of your business. So yeah, that interjecting, eavesdropping, and the manners, like, they don't have manners, they talk back, they are cheeky, and there are some things that they do and you're like, no, you shouldn't be doing that. You're old enough to know that you shouldn't be doing that, child, And what's the other thing? They're also very misinformed, or they have little to no knowledge about things that are happening outside of what they know. And they also get it from home, because some of them, their parents are not well traveled, or their parents don't really have interest in things that are happening in other countries. They are not very much aware of the current affairs, you know. If it has nothing to do with Korea, then it has nothing to do with them. And they're not the first people that I actually noticed that from. Even Americans, I noticed that they are very ignorant when it comes to some things, and they never really take the time to learn or to research about some things, but they do want to speak on those things even though they don't know anything about those things, you know. So yeah, it's the baseless assumptions about, more especially Africa. They have these assumptions, and they have little to no knowledge about about Africa as a whole, and they treat it as a country. So it's like an ongoing conversation and educational cycle. You have to teach them about a whole lot of things so that they can understand. But if there's one thing, I may not like their manners and all of that, but I like that they are very teachable. If you teach them about something, or you tell them about something that they did not know about, they listen to that. And if it's something that they need to put into practice or to apply, then they will apply that knowledge. So they're not that bad. It's just the little things like that really tick me off when it comes to interacting with the public. I notice a few things about them, and yeah, and a pattern or something. But yeah, I may have things that I don't like about the country, but I have a whole lot of things that I love about the country. And I like the fact that the things that I love, they outweigh the things that I don't like. The things that I mentioned here, they easily, like, they're not bad. They're not that extreme. Like, it's things that you can overlook or you can survive, you know. So yeah, that is it for today's video. If there's anything that you don't like, or anything that you are interested in, or you would like to know about, you can leave a comment. And if you are a person who lives in Korea or who has been in Korea and have experienced Korea, please do comment. What do you like about the country, and what do you not like about the country? What is something that you would like to be improved in South Korea, or what is something that you feel like it would really be nice if we had it back home? I didn't really touch on the fact that this country is very much technologically advanced compared to my home country, but I also like that it is very technologically advanced, and it's easy to access so many things. Like, yeah, it's really, really, really easy. So yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if there's anything else that you want me to make a video about concerning Korea, like my life in Korea, my experiences in Korea, how to get the job, how to do this, how to do that, please do comment and I will speak on that. Like I had already said, I don't really have a niche for this channel. However, I want to engage in different things that you guys would like me to engage on. Like, I know my audience, it's South Korea, it's people in South Africans in South Korea. I do have United States, I do have people globally, but I do have a good amount of South Africans who are in Korea. So I would love to hear your opinions, and if you are someone who's back home in their home country and you want to chip in or you want to ask me something, you can comment down below. Thank you so much. See you guys on the next one. This is a very long vlog. See you guys on the next one. Love you.